Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster, and I'm back at it again with another video. Today we are doing a deck profile on the Centurion strategy post Phantom Nightmare. The set hasn't officially released. We just got a sneak peek just this past weekend, but I thought it was perfect time to start getting everyone ready for the new meta, considering that Fire Kings are going to be absurdly strong. Because of those significant changes to the meta, I thought it was a perfect time to touch base back into the deck and update it accordingly. But before we get into today's video, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that notification bell. I know you guys are enjoying this content because I enjoy making it. I put a lot of effort, a lot of work because I have so much fun making it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Man, Phantom Nightmare is going to bring so many changes to the meta, guys. Popular Promethean Princess, just going to skyrocket Fire Kings to tier 0 potentially. And I know a lot of people don't like talking about tier 0, but look at tier limits. That was absolutely the strongest deck in that format. Everyone was playing it. If you didn't play it, you were losing. I do believe that Fire King has a huge potential to be that way. Look at the OCG and how strong it is. That's why we're starting now, starting early. We need to get our decks ready. This is just my take on the build because Centurion has been getting upgrades and is going to be upgraded in this set, Phantom Nightmare. Let's get to it. So the Centurion portion of the deck is pretty standard in my opinion. We play 3 copies of Primera. This is the tuner of the deck, the searcher of the deck. We got new support coming out for Centurion and coming in the new destruction set, Flames of Destruction, Eternity Destruction. I can't remember what it's called. We haven't had an announcement of a new tuner, but it's looking like, because there's a new mech, so who's conducting the mech? But of course we are playing 3 copies of Trudea, the second best summon. This gets us into everything, and that's what I love about Centurion. It's super consistent. Almost every single card is 1.5 card combo, and again, pretty standard build in my opinion. And then we are playing the one Emeth. I never saw the need to play 2. This is just a brick in my honest opinion. We play it because it's a level 8. As for the spells, we play 3 copies of Embla Oath. This card is absolutely insane. You set any Centurion monster, or you could place the Centurion spell or trap face down. You could put the field spell if you already have the monsters in your hand. It sucks this is not a Centurion card, but this would be broken. Does have a restriction. It does prevent you from going into extra deck monsters that aren't Centurion, so just keep that in mind. And then of course we play 3 copies of stand-up Centurion. Now I do want to say that you can play a 4th copy of this with terraforming, but realistically the deck is super consistent. You don't really need it, and it could also be set by Emblema Oath. Never forget that, guys. It's absolutely insane that you could set this card. And then the last 2 Centurion cards is Bonds and Phalanx. They're both phenomenal cards. This is great for follow-up. This is great for removal. In theory, you technically don't have to play these to add even more consistency. The engine right now is pretty small. You want to have something to search out other than just the field spell. This is a pretty big change in my opinion, guys. We are playing 2 copies of Bonfire. Now, realistically, you can play a 3rd. Which cards I will cut out to play the 3rd, but the real reason I'm not playing the 3rd is just I don't have it. No one's letting them go because everyone's trying to play Snake Eyes because it's super hyped right now. So it's a little hard to get your hands on it. But what I really wanted to touch base on is, what does Bonfire mean for Centurion? So Bonfire searches out the Trudea because it's a Pyro level 4 monster. On top of that, Bonfire adds more consistency. Even though Centurion is pretty consistent in its own right with 3 Primera, 3 Trudea, 3 Field Spell, 3 Emblema Oath, that is 12 card starters. With this, you would technically have 15, which is insane. Now, this also means that we don't have to play other consistency cards that would restrict us from OTKing you that the deck already has an issue, getting rid of some of our cards in our extra deck like Pot of Prosperity. Worst case scenario, if you have a handful of hand traps in a Bonfire, that's best case, right? But worst case, use it as a discard if you already have the Trudea, if you already have the field spell. It sucks that it doesn't search out both. It would be absolutely insane, but Bonfire does help the deck out a lot. As for other engines, I do play the Horse engine. It's just so consistent in this deck. Of course, I play the 3 Imseti and the 1 Happy. You can play the other names, but I don't recommend it. These are going to be the best. You could easily replace these with the new field spell that's coming out in Phantom Nightmare, because these are still pretty expensive right now. But this is phenomenal because they're level 8 monsters, which maybe if they get rid of Emeth or they get rid of Trudea, you still have an ability to go into synchro with this, or you could go into rank 8 plays if you do play those monsters, which I do. We'll get to the extra deck in a second. Of course, we play the 2 King Sarcophagus. I wouldn't play the field spell because the 2 Sark is good enough, and I play a little small Bestial package. I play 1 Magnuma, 1 Jerusalem. I'm on the fence of playing 2 copies of Jerusalems. I just want to have 2 names. Now, going into the new format, obviously we're getting ready for it. This is awful against Fire Kings. Going into the new format, these are going to be awful against Fire King because everything's fire, right? They don't have a light. But what they do have is a dark, and it is going to be the Diabel Star Witch. So this is really good against them. On top of that, you get to go into Chaos Angel, you get to go into Barone, you could get to go into other Synchro 10 plays, but these are really, really good to have. Worst case scenario, you just end up siding them out. On to the non-engine. Now, all these cards are interchangeable, guys. You can play whatever you want, or I just decided to go with these non-engine. I play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. I play 3 copies of Ash Blossom in Joyous Spring. And newest edition, I play Ghost Bell. 3 copies, man. These are gonna go absolutely crazy this format. They're phenomenal against Fire King, which is, again, arguably the best deck in this up and coming format, and I am just getting ready. Luckily, I bought these suit when they first dropped, when they were going for like $15 to like $10. These cards ended up going up in price because of how strong Fire King is. Worst case scenario, you just side these out if the matchup is not great. But yeah, I am definitely recommending that you play Ghost Spell. And then of course we play the 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Non-engine, I play 3 copies of Triple Tactics Talons. I would end up taking out one of the Talons, like I said, just to play 2, so you can play the 3rd copy of Bonfire, but I just don't have a 3rd copy. But that is it for the main deck. I play a total of 40 cards. Into the extra deck we go. There have been significant changes, but a lot of it is pretty standard. So starting off with the links, of course we play the SP Little Knight, one of the best extra deck monsters in the game right now. And then we play the 1 Dark. Now this is a significant change. I do think it's always nice to have a Dark. We have plenty of options to go into him as well. Of course, the obvious is going to be like the Imseti, and then we have the Bestials, and then on top of this you get some extra effects, right, with the Druid's Worm. And if worst case scenario, we also have the Trudea. He's also there to help us out to go into other Link monsters, such as the Underworld Goddess. Sometimes it's hard to get 4 monsters out to the field, so with Dark you only need 3 in one of your opponent's monsters. And she also gets over other monsters, which is pretty helpful. Definitely worth playing in my opinion. And then for the Exceeds, we play the 1 Baguska if we just need a stall. We play the 1 Photon Lord, and then we play the 1 Zeus, and then we play the 1 Typhon. Pretty standard. And then onto the synchros. Our first one, the newest edition and the newest release is Eggmaster Packbit. This thing might as well be a Centurion, honestly. When this card was announced, I read it. I'm like, this is definitely a Centurion card. When this card is synchro summoned or sent to the graveyard, you could target a card in your graveyard or a monster your opponent controls, discard a card for effect, and then place that monster in your spell and trap zone, which is absolutely insane. This card is generic, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner, level 8, so you could use Trudea and Primera to go into this, and it's 2900 attack, which is absolutely insane. Plays under Typhon. It's super good. I am wondering why people are sleeping on this. If you guys are planning to play Centurion, you definitely need to pick this up. Synchro 10s, we play the 1 Chaos Angel. We're going to be able to use our Dispater. We're going to be able to use our Druid's Worm and our Trudea to go into this, our Druid's Worm and Primera to go into this. It is super good. Now for our Synchro 12s, of course we play the 2 Legatia. When the new Synchro 12 comes out, that might replace the Legatia, or you might play one of this and 2 of the other one, but super good. And then of course we play the Calamity, we play the 1 Crimson Dragon, and then we play the 1 Hot Red, and then 1 Cosmic Blazer Dragon. But there you guys have it, the Centurion deck profile post Phantom Nightmare. I do think that the Packbit is definitely going to help out this deck. Bonfire definitely going to add even more consistency to what it already had. But let me know in the comment section, guys. Is there anything that you guys would change? Any ratios? Anything at all? let me know in the comment section below. That is going to be it for today's video. I appreciate you guys' support. We're getting ever so close to 1,500 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I want to say a huge thank you. Thank you supporting me on this journey. But I will check you guys out later. Peace out. My name is Winster. You guys have a good rest of your day.